Hey guys, Account Second here, and this is the info video for Season 26 of the Pokemon NASCAR series. We have a lot of big changes to go over, both in the schedule and in terms of drivers, cars, and teams. So it'll be a very interesting season to look forward to. After we celebrated our 25th last season, we're heading to 26 with a couple of changes we will go over as this video goes on. It'll be a bit of a long info video, but we're going to go through all the teams, all the cars, and all the drivers, and plus every racing schedule that'll be in this season in the Pokemon NASCAR series. We're going to do something a bit different than how we normally do info videos. We're going to start with the schedule first. I usually save the schedule for last, but for this season, I've decided to put the schedule reveal up first. So we're going to reveal the schedule for the series first, and then we will introduce you to the drivers and teams. That'll be in Season 26 of the Pokemon NASCAR series. That'll bring up the suspense a little further with the schedule first and then the drivers later. And we're going to start off with the drivers, with the teams that have had the biggest changes from last season, and then we go down from there. But first, let's reveal the schedule for Season 26, which will be a 36-race schedule, plus the All-Star Weekend. And I'll reveal where the All-Star Weekend will be held this season. It's always held at a different track. I like to keep it that way. And what are the new races these drivers will have to go through, in addition to the old favorites longtime fans have come to enjoy. But anyway, without further interruption, let's reveal the Season 26 schedule of the Pokemon NASCAR series and what these drivers will have to face to win the championship. Alrighty guys, this is your schedule. This is the races that are held before the World Tour and before the All-Star Weekend. We're going to start off, of course, as always, in the Great American Race, the 26th running of the Daytona 500. Then it's the Tiburon 500 from Orlando International Speedway. That track is the only super speedway that makes right turns instead of left turns, so it'll be fun. Blue Ridge up next on the schedule in race 3, another super speedway race, and then we go to New Hampshire in race number 4, followed by a return to the Monster Mile, Dover. So we're from the Magic Mile to the Monster Mile in races 4 and 5. Race 6 will be the NASCAR Heat Evolution 500 at Coca-Cola. I had to name a race after the new game, so Coca-Cola was the only option. And then one of our new races this season, we're returning to Watkins Glen International in the new repaved version of the Glen, and hopefully that'll be exciting to see. Then it's Richmond, return to Richmond, then North Carolina, the Rockingham Speedway, followed by Charlotte's Coca-Cola 600, and then it's the Southern 500 from Darlington Raceway. So back-to-back Carolina races. Well, it's a triple header if you count North Carolina. And then it's Chicagoland, and then followed by Gateway, and then it's Kentucky, and then Kansas, Atlanta, Texas. That's the start of Pokemon NASCAR Goes West for the last 5 races before the All-Star race. That'll be Texas, Phoenix, Las Vegas, Auto Club, and finally Sonoma. We're going back to Sonoma Raceway before the World Tour and the All-Star Weekend begins. So the Glen and Sonoma are 2 new added tracks this season, 2 more road courses, both in North America. So that'll be very exciting to see how these drivers will deal with the treacherous road courses here in North America. After Sonoma, we head to our All-Star race, and this season is going to be in Iowa Speedway, the short track in Iowa. That is going to host the All-Star Weekend. That'll be very fun to make our triumphant return to Iowa, although it'll be an All-Star Weekend only. But anyway, World Tour 26 will soon follow, with Calder Park in Australia kicking it off. Then it's Rockingham, UK, another oval. We'll start with 4 straight ovals. The rest will be road courses. Then after that, it's Venray, Raceway Venray in the Netherlands. And then it's followed by the Veltins Arena, the Aspendental Dirt Derby. That'll be the only dirt race of the season, by the way. And then it's going to be followed by Spa Francorchamps, the tough road course, the return to the road courses. Then it's Bikerneki in Latvia. That'll sure be fun to watch, too. Then it's a triple header in Canada. The Canadian Tire Motorsports Park will host the first of the triple header. Then it's Circuit Gilles Villeneuve in Montreal, and then it's followed by 349 in British Columbia. Then it wraps up with the dual races in Suzuka Circuit to determine the 5-race chase. It'll be New Jersey. New Super Snack 500 will start the chase, followed by Indianapolis, Homestead, Talladega, and as always, the champion will be crowned at Zen Joltis. It'll once again be a 10-driver chase for the championship, so that'll be fun to watch to see the chase return and see which 10 will advance to the final 5 races to compete for a championship. That is your schedule for Season 26. Now it's time to reveal the drivers and teams that will be competing here in Season 26. We start off with the teams that have had the most changes from last season. So here goes nothing. Let's start off with Team Penske, who has added a third car to the team. The 2 will be driven by Dillon Young. The 12 will be driven by Pichu, and the 22 will be driven by Justin Carter, one of the rookies this season. Pichu is also running the 12 for Penske in the Pullman IndyCar Series. You'll see an info video on that in a little bit, in a couple days or so. But anyway, Young, Pichu, and Carter will lead the Penske foray, and Penske, of course, has a third car with the 12 Pichu driving in that machine. So it'll be very interesting to see these 3 go at it for the championship. Next up, we have Furniture Row Racing. I apologize for that. We have the 77 driven by Jonny Gardner. He'll run 5-Hour Energy as his sponsor. And Max Skinner will return in the 78 for Toyota and Furniture Row itself. So it'll be interesting to see Furniture Row with a second car running with the 78 together. So it'll be fun seeing 2 Furniture Row drivers go at it for the title. Gardner is a former champion. Skinner is still looking for that first championship. We'll see if this season might finally be the one for Max Skinner. He's been one of the longtime veterans in the series. And Jonny Gardner is a former champion, but he might try to go for his second title in a new team and a new number. So there's that too. Anyway, next up is Premium Motorsports. They have Luke Walker in the 55 and Leia Walker in the 98. Both will run the same sponsor for this season, Vidox Plus. Leia comes from Go Fast Racing, whose 32 team have decided to shut down for the season and for the foreseeable future in the series. So Go Fast isn't fielding any cars for season 26. So Leia has moved on to Premium, and Luke moves up to the 55. Pichu ran the 55 last season, so Luke is going to move up to the team and be teammates with his own sister, Leia. So these 2 will go at it for the Well, they won't be eligible for the championship, but they'll go at it for Premium and possibly get a couple wins. We'll see. Anyway, Front Row Motorsports is next. They're down to just a 2-car team. They're downsizing. 35 is no longer going to run, but the 34 and 38 will be run this season. John Andrews will return from his ride last season, and he's back with Front Row in the 34 with a new sponsor, CSX. And Kev Shearer will run the 38 for MDS. So CSX and MDS will sponsor Front Row this season. Andrews had a win last season, 34, but now has a new teammate to help out. Kev Shearer, who has been a veteran in the series. He's had a couple wins with Front Row, so it's nice that they're both back together again. Anyway, BK Racing is up next with the 23 of Nick Pericles and the 83 of PJ Williams. Pericles returning, PJ Williams and Pericles, I should say, both returning after taking a couple seasons off, and it's been a while since either of those 2 went to victory lane. They're hoping a new start is in order for these 2 in a new team, of course, and new sponsors. Pericles running Dustless Blasting. Williams will run with Sewanee Tigers in his car. So these 2 have been veterans but haven't competed in a while. They're hoping for a fresh new start this season with a new team to work out together. So these 2 will be teammates. It'll be fun to see that. They'll be going at it for the championship. Then we have Richard Petty Motorsports. We have the 43 of Rocco Twyman and the 44 of Gabryel Wanderley. Rocco returns to the 43. He was in the 43 a couple seasons back. He's been in and out of rides, and he is still looking to win again in the series, hoping that this season might finally be the one for him in that 43 Smithfield Foods Ford. And as for Gabryel Wanderley, also hasn't had a win in a while, and last time we saw him, he was in the 1 for Chip Ganassi Racing, so now he's moved on to the 44 for Richard Petty, along with Rocco Twyman. So one of these two, or maybe both of them, look to rebound and give their careers a much-needed boost. Next up is Chip Ganassi Racing, which was Wanderley's old team. The 1 machine that was Wanderley's old ride will be driven by rookie Paul Minnick, and the 42 will be driven by John Arndt. Arnott usually rides the 24 for Hedrick, but he has moved on and has decided to call Chip Ganassi his new home with the 42 machine. He'll probably be a mentor to the number 1 of Paul Minnick, the rookie who's running, one of the rookies running this season. So Arnott, as you know, the only 2-time champion in the series, looks to make it a 3-peat. We'll see if John Arnott could do that, or will Paul Minnick surprise us in the number 1 machine. Chip Ganassi hasn't had much success in the previous seasons. Let's hope this season might be different. Next up is H Scout Motorsports. We have the 15 of Angel Olvera, another rookie, and the 46 of Cody Smart. With Front Row Motorsports shutting down the 35 team, Smart moves on to H Scott in the 46. With teammate Angel Olvera running AccuDoc Solutions in his car this season. Smart will probably be a mentor to Angel Olvera, as Olvera is one of the rookies this season. Smart is the defending Daytona 500 winner, so he's looking to go back-to-back in the Daytona 500 wins, and this time he has a new team and a new number for him to try and attempt to go back-to-back here at Daytona. Maybe even have a couple wins this season. Anyway, next is Tommy Baldwin Racing, and we have William Brock in the number 7, running FAS Fire Alarm Services Incorporated in the 7 machine this season. William Brock hasn't had much success lately. He's only had a handful of victories in the series. He's been one of the veterans, but he has just never had the best of luck in the Pole NASCAR series. And now he's in another new team that he's hoping that this time that he could win a couple more races with a brand new team and a new look. So Brock is hoping for a much better season than how he handled in seasons past, and looks for this season to be a big one. Next, we have JTG Daughtry Racing. Jay Jefferson returns in the 47 machine this time. Busch Beans will sponsor his car along with many other sponsors. This team has a lot of sponsors in its car. It'll be running that particular car this season. Jay Jefferson wasn't really successful in his rookie season, but he's decided to stay for another season with the same team. He's hoping to finally collect a victory in the Pole NASCAR Series. We'll see if this season might be the big start he needs and to be a big name heading into season 26. But he'll stay with the same team. He's hoping to lead them to victory here in season 26. Up next is the duo of Circle Sport and Levine Family Racing. The 95 will be driven by Igor Barreto, who was a rookie last season. He drove for Richard Petty in the 43. Didn't have much success there, so he's moved on to the one-car Circle Sport Levine Family Racing team. He'll run Red Cap as his sponsor this season, and he's hoping that Barreto finally collects a victory in the Pole NASCAR Series. There were only a handful of rookies last season that won, and surprisingly, only very few of those rookies from last season carried over to season 26, so it's like a changing of the guard. Barreto's hoping to stay in the series for a long time and is hoping to win a couple races here in season 26. Next up, we have Germain Racing, and they only have one car, the 13 Geico Chevy. That'll be driven by Angel Navarro. Navarro once again going to give it another go. He had been on a hiatus for the past couple seasons. Now he's back again, looks to win again with a brand new team and a new look. And Navarro hadn't had success last season in Front Row, but he will try to win a couple races for Germain in the new 13 machine. They're back to Geico after running Geico Military with Dillon Young last season, so they know how to pick up longtime veterans here in the series. Navarro will try to give them a win, a much-needed win for the team. Next up is Roush Fenway Racing. 3 cars for the team. The 6th machine will be driven by Forza Gaming, a rookie this season. That's not a driver name, that's just a YouTube channel name. I've decided to let that go for this season. I had Inter Expo in a couple of the earliest seasons of the Paul Minnick NASCAR series, so I figured why not. But anyway, the 16 will be driven by Ethan Wicken, and the 17 will be driven by Grayson Acevedo. 6 and 16 both have rookies on the wheel, and Acevedo has had experience in the past couple seasons, but has not had success here so far. Has not had much success. So 17 hoping for a new start, and the 6 and 16 hoping to set a footprint for their careers here in the Paul Minnick NASCAR series. Next is Richard Childress Racing, and the number 3 that will run AAA this season. DJ Kurtis will be in the wheel of the legendary 3 machine. The 27 will be driven by Brandon Nichols. He'll run Rockstar Energy in his car. And Sam Rogers returning from last season in the 31, but with Kalahari Resorts as his new sponsor. A new look for the 31 machine. All these 3 have experience, and they're all looking to work together so that RCR could be a prominent name this season. RCR had only a handful of victories last season, and they didn't work out well the rest of the way, but hopefully this season might be a big change, a much-needed change for them. Next up, it's the Wood Brothers 21, and driving the watercraft forward, it'll be Morgan McPherson. He returns from last season in the same run with the same team. McPherson collected a victory last season, and a memorable one in North Carolina, in fact. So McPherson looks to add another victory for the Wood Brothers, and maybe even a championship. McPherson does pretty well with the Wood Brothers machine, so it's only fitting that these 2 are back together. We'll see if these 2 could become a big powerhouse here in season number 26. 3 teams left, and all those 3 teams are big 4-car teams. They're the big 3 here to look out for this season. Starting with Joe Gibbs Racing. The number 11 will be FedEx Office. It'll be driven by Roland Chavez, one of the rookies. The 18 will be driven by longtime veteran Avi Saks, Interstate Batteries machine. The 19 will be driven by Aiden Milliken, who comes from Furniture Racing into Joe Gibbs. He'll run Xfinity in his car. And the number 20, Dollar General Toyota, will be driven by Ben Braley. Braley comes from BK Racing and into Joe Gibbs Racing to the big Joe Gibbs car. So these 4 will be interesting to see. All those 4 work together and maybe run in harmony. So that. Anyway, Hedrick Motorsports is up next. You guys been waiting to see those 4 Hedricks. But anyway, the 5 will be driven by Ben Miles. I wonder if it's the same driver as Benjamin Miles, just with a shorter name. Let me know in the comments below if that is the case. The 24 will be driven by Joshua Ciculli, and he's running Sun Energy 1 in his car this season. The 48 will be driven by rookie Preston Perroni, and the 88 will be driven by Chris Dodd. So we have 1 or 2 rookies and 2 veterans. Ciculli returning from his rookie season last season in the 27, now moves to the Hedrick legendary 24. And last but not least, we have Stewart-Haas Racing. We have the 4 of Mitchell Carter, who's actually the brother of Justin Carter. Both of them were rookies this season. The 10 of Alex Hawkins, the 14 of Alex Ragau, the defending champion, and the 41 of Jacob Lawlor. So this is probably going to be the most interesting team to look out for here this season. And that is it from the Paul Minnick NASCAR Series info video. Good luck to every driver and to every team, in fact. So we will start soon. And don't forget the Paul Minnick IndyCar Series Season 1 info video will be coming up soon. So look out for that as well. Anyway, this is the account second here. Good luck to everyone competing, and I'll see you guys later.